Imagine a drone that looks just like any other ordinary drone, but is 100 times more dangerous than a typical combat drone. A drone that can carry 100 small deadly drones with it and is known as their mothership. A platform that is not only capable of flying at great heights, but can also penetrate enemy borders and release 100 small drones at a critical moment. China has developed just such a new and astonishing project called Jiu Tian, which means Traveler of the Ninth Heaven. According to a report by the South China Morning Post on May 19, 2025, China's People's Liberation Army is preparing for a test flight of this swift drone at the end of June. This will not only be a new addition to China's defense capabilities, but could also be a step that changes the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region. The Chinese state channel CCTV has also confirmed this mission, which clearly indicates that Beijing fully intends to make this new system a part of its military strength. This new aircraft, officially called the Jiu Tian WSUAV, is a remarkable example of cutting-edge unmanned aerial technology. It weighs approximately 15 tons and has a wingspan of up to 25 meters. This aircraft can operate at an altitude of 15 kilometers, which is beyond the reach of most passenger planes and conventional air defense systems. It has a range of up to 7,000 kilometers, which enables it to carry out long-distance missions throughout the Asia-Pacific region. But what truly makes the Jiu Tian special is its ability to carry up to 100 small FPV drones. These drones can be released into the air at once, descending upon the enemy like a bolt of lightning. These drones will be controlled by a system based on artificial intelligence, which has the capability to maneuver them intelligently in coordinated swarms. These small drones can be used for surveillance, electronic warfare, and direct attacks on targets. In other words, the Jiu Tian is not just a drone, but a flying military base capable of wreaking havoc within enemy lines before they even realize it. Over the past 2 decades, China has continuously invested in the development of unmanned aircraft. In the early 2000s, the PLA began with basic drones that were only used for fundamental surveillance tasks. Then, in 2018, advanced early warning drones emerged, showcasing China's expertise in advanced sensors and communication technology. However, Jiu Tian takes this progress to an entirely new level. It's not just a high-altitude flying platform, but a complete attack system that can carry small arms, missiles, and bombs within itself. Although the full details of its sensors have not yet been completely revealed, it is believed that it will soon be equipped with radar, electro-optical systems, and electronic warfare devices. Just like the Chinese drones that have been seen during exercises in the region, its greatest strength is that it can penetrate deep into enemy territory and continuously carry out drone attacks or surveillance while remaining there. This feature makes it ideal for China's area denial policy. In other words, preventing the enemy from entering sensitive areas. If you compare it with the drones of America and other Western powers, the uniqueness of the Jiu Tian becomes evident. For example, America's Global Hawk is a very high-end surveillance drone, but it only gathers information and cannot carry out attacks. Similarly, Britain's drone is based on stealth technology, but it does not have the capability to deploy swarm drones. Jiu Tian has combined the best of both world's altitude, range, and powerful weaponry. All of this on a single platform. This aircraft can carry out multiple missions at the same time: espionage, jamming radar, and carrying out attacks. Especially in the context of Taiwan, the importance of Jiu Tian increases even more. There is only a distance of 180 kilometers between Taiwan and China. Jiu Tian can maintain a high altitude over this entire area and continuously monitor it, and whenever needed it can release small FPV drones to destroy the enemy's radar, communication systems, or infrastructure. Since it operates at an altitude of 15 kilometers, Taiwan's best ground-based defense systems, such as the Patriot PAC-3, are not capable of shooting it down. This operating altitude not only keeps it safe, but also puts it out of the reach of enemy radars. Because of the curvature of the Earth, the radar's line of sight becomes limited, and aircraft flying at high altitudes disappear from view. However, even so, China's own advanced radars or Russian systems can still detect targets flying at high altitudes. That's why electronic warfare capabilities have also been included in Jiu Tian, such as jamming radar to protect itself. But for Jiu Tian to succeed is no easy task. It is not easy to control 100 small drones simultaneously. For this, extremely powerful artificial intelligence and reliable communication systems will be required. If the enemy jams these systems or launches a cyber attack on them, the entire machinery could become useless. In the past, some of China's drone projects have fallen victim to long-distance communication issues. This will be a major test for Jiu Tian, and although this drone flies at high altitudes, modern defense systems like America's Aegis or Russia's S-400 are capable of targeting it. Another point to consider is whether Jiu Tian includes any special stealth radar features or not. This means that although it flies at high altitudes, modern radar systems can still detect it. However, if it uses electronic jamming, its chances of evading detection increase. The arrival of Jiu Tian is not just about a new technology, but is part of a larger global picture. China has been focusing on modernizing its military for many years, especially in the field of unmanned systems. And its goal is to counter powerful adversaries like the United States. On the other hand, the US is not sitting idly by either. There's its Artemis program and the UK's Storm Shadow program. All of this is proof that there is currently a race going on around the world. A race for modern unmanned weapons, which also includes artificial intelligence. In 2020, the US tested teams of drones known as swarms, which managed to defeat defense systems due to their sheer numbers. China is doing the same, and perhaps it is doing all this to surpass the West. If we look at history, we can get an idea of how important something like Jiu Tian could be. In the era of manned aircraft, America's SR-71 Blackbird and the Soviet Union's MiG-25 are both of these planes tried to evade enemy defense systems through altitude and speed. Today, Jiu Tian is doing the same thing using altitude and swarm drones, but without any pilots. In today's era, Ukraine has made the Russian army suffer heavy losses using small FPV drones. These drones, with their low cost and small size, have outperformed traditional weapons. Jiu Tian has taken this technology to a whole new level. A powerful combination of altitude, strength and numbers. But the question is, can China really overcome all these technical challenges? Because with the kind of complex system we're talking about, even a small disruption can lead to major losses. At a time when the situation in the Asia Pacific is tense, especially due to China's aggressive stance, such as building artificial islands in the South China Sea and increasing its military presence, a system like Jiu Tian could further escalate these challenges. If China deploys this drone in areas where it faces opposition from the US or Japan, the situation could become even more complicated. This drone could monitor the activities of American naval forces. It could patrol areas close to Japan, which would send a dangerous message. Now all eyes are on those experimental flights that will determine how successful the Jiu Tian can be. On paper, this system looks impressive, but real effectiveness in the field is what truly matters. Some of China's past drone programs, like the CH-4, also underwent prolonged testing and took time to become operationally ready. The same could happen with the Jiu Tian as well. And most importantly, on the battlefield where there are electronic attacks, cyber assaults, and intense resistance from the enemy operating 100 small drones together, and reaching their target will not be an easy task. But one thing is clear, Jiu Tian is not just a drone but a glimpse into China's military strategy. It signals that China now wants to counter expensive Western systems using cheap, fast and smart weapons. The same strategy that we have seen in China's anti-ship ballistic missiles or hypersonic weapons. So the question arises, can China really succeed in turning Jiu Tian into a complete and operational system? Will this drone change the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific, or will it remain just another experiment? Whatever the case may be, the eyes of the world are now on this, as China moves toward its first experimental flights. The global defense community is waiting to see whether this mothership truly has the potential to change the future of warfare. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you with a new and interesting video next.